So let's start this video off with a little bit of context for those of you who might be new to this channel and to my content. So hello everyone and welcome. My name is Brian if you happen to be new, but if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. And today we're going to be talking about Embers Adrift. This is going to be coming from a Final Fantasy XI player's perspective because I am a Final Fantasy XI veteran. In fact, it is what has defined MMORPGs for me. That old school, nostalgic, driven, slower paced content, slower paced combat, very community focused, very centric in terms of what I feel like an MMORPG is. Everybody has their moment. Everybody has their entry point into the genre, and it usually is what kind of sets the standard. So that is where this video is going to be coming from. Now, if you guys have ever seen my content, just to kind of highlight it as a couple bullet points, from Final Fantasy XI, I went into Final Fantasy XIV back in the 1.0 days, stuck with the game, ended up making several controller guides, ended up becoming known within the community itself. Also spent some time in 11 making some controller guides there as well. Now, recently I retired from Final Fantasy XIV to focus more on my comedy career, my family, and New World, which is another MMORPG that I cover exclusively over on Ginger World Gaming. So if you guys want to check out my New World content, I talk about it in here in a broader comparison of MMO sense. But if the news and guides are more interested, you could check that out. But also, speaking of my comedy career, if you guys are here in the Texas area, I'm going to be live at Hyenas in Fort Worth on January 21st. If you guys want to come get some adult-filled comedy and see what it's like when I'm not behind a microphone talking about video games. It's a whole different experience. You will be probably shocked and hopefully laugh, but regardless, anyway, January 21st at Hyenas. Hopefully we'll see you there. We'll have some drinks afterwards and we'll talk video games or we'll talk comedy. I don't care. Hopefully you guys check that out. But based on Discord, this is really why I'm talking about Embers Adrift. I went ahead and picked up the game. It was on sale and I figured, why not? I'll check it out. I want to have an evolving interpretation. I want to have a base, better knowledge of what is out there on the market when it comes to MMORPGs, because this is one of my most favorite genres that exists within gaming, because as an adult, as a dad, apparently as a comedian, like, it is such a great social experience for me, and that's something that I strive for. So that's why I'm playing Embers Adrift now, to kind of check it out, to give you guys my thoughts and impressions. And so with my limited experience of the game, here are some of my first impressions. And there's some questions here too. There's a lot to actually like about this game. It's an interesting kind of feel. Like, you step into it and you're like, I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but perhaps not really knowing anything about the game, and it's completely all discovery for me. There's something really sweet about that. I appreciate that. But let's not deny this. The game is hard. That's a really good thing. But the game actually presents itself as a challenge. You start to kind of ease yourself out into the world. You start to get a little bit more bold, and then you realize it's been a very long time. You haven't really leveled up yet, despite killing several monsters and actually doing a couple of quests. And again, all of a sudden I go, I like that aspect. It makes the levels feel very earned. In fact, I've only hit level 2. Now, obviously we had the Thanksgiving weekend. There's a lot of things going on with the family, and as a guy with a family, the old school MMO player in me loves this, but the realistic player in me is like, I don't know when I'm going to get the time. So don't expect to see my next video talking about being at level 50 or anything like that. But all in all, it's been so far a really good experience. The combat, I like it because it actually leans myself to kind of looking at chat. Speaking of which, I actually struggle to finally find the way to get the chat text to pop up, and it's, I guess to say it this way, is it feels already that this is a Final Fantasy XI game that's easier to get into than Final Fantasy XI, because you're not jumping through play online. Now, there's hope for Horizon 11, and I'll talk probably about that in an upcoming video. If you guys haven't heard about it, you can go check out Hunting for Games. He actually just posted a video on it. I'm sure he's going to have some really good insight. I'm actually going to go watch that video after filming this one. But just to call it out, that might be another option for players out there trying to get into Final Fantasy XI. But Embers Adrift is a very easy and accessible, and to jump right in and start playing the game in terms of you're not having to go through all these different hoops of setting up your account. It seems like the devs have really kind of got that really integrated, and it's a real big perk. But this is where it kind of come to the big moment. This is going to be one of those games that I feel is going to be one of those put up or shut up moments for MMO fans. Whenever like you start to see the people talk about, oh, how great it was with EverQuest or Final Fantasy 11 or yada, 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 old MMOs are better. Why can't we have those? The answer is you can. And Embers Adrift is this game. Clearly right at the start, clearly from what I can tell from just people talking in chat, teaming up in chat, shouting to go and do various things. It's not going to be a game that you get in and get things done. It's going to be a game that has this very slow kind of drumbeat to it. And with that, and the fact that it is a buy to play game with a subscription fee here in 2022 going into 2023, it is a put up or shut up moment. If this is the kind of game that interests you, this is a game that I would encourage you to put some money down. Let's see how far this cookie crumbles, how deep this rabbit hole goes, or whatever analogy would makes the most sense here. That's what this is. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't miss the cash shop. Like, I don't miss that isn't an option within this game, but we're going to have to sit here and see, can a game like this not just survive, but grow? Not just survive, but maybe thrive. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in just a few minutes in this video. So, like I said, the gameplay itself, pretty daggum slow. I'm just right now doing solo stuff, pushing up some quests, learning the controls and the map. I did spend an absorbent amount of time. The reason why I'm level 2, if you guys are still here and haven't discounted me on that yet, is because I tried to get control play to work. I worked very hard on that. It did not come about yet. It's interesting because the sticks worked. The left stick moves your character, the right stick moves the camera. And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe I can get the other buttons to actually do something in the game, interact a little bit, use a skill. I don't know. I think Final Fantasy 14 has the best controller support in any MMO, and I would love to see MMOs actually adopt this, because you can have up to 8 skills and 4 different potion slots. You're not breaking the bank in terms of, like, you know, the ability to map skills to the buttons themselves. So maybe I'll keep pushing on the devs for that and giving them that kind of feedback. But that's going to be something for maybe a future video. So, like I said, it took me a long time to get to level 2. I've picked up a couple quests, completed a couple quests. There are no quest markers. The game isn't going to continually prompt you with different UI, but it does have a little bit of a tutorial it throws at you. It does let you customize your UI, scale your UI, move things around, and I appreciate that aspect as well. I like that I could have 2 different chat logs, one for combat and one for my chat. I wish that I could scale the different text in the different UIs, because maybe that's less important than seeing the big combat text now, but it is what it is, right? There's probably a list of things that I'd like to see happen, and at the same time, yeah, it's a very curious thing. I picked up the game on discount. I haven't regretted a single moment playing it. I wish I had more time to play it. I wish I could get to level 6 where I can start to unlock like my professions that allow me and my character to kind of branch out into a different kind of pathway. And I'm looking forward to giving you guys those impressions, but it has taken me a little bit longer than I, was expecting. And again, I'm not down on it. It's just kind of interesting and fun in that way. Now, this kind of brings me to my final point. I kind of hinted at this a little bit. Marketing. I haven't seen any marketing. I remember following this game a little bit. I had them on my Twitter followers. Apparently they follow me, so thank you very much for that. I'll be sure to tag them in this tweet whenever this video goes out. And if you want to join in the chaos that is Twitter, the link is in the description if you want to follow me over there. I'm sure you will unfollow me at some point if you're interested. Anyway, it's not that I'm that prerogative, but it's still an interesting, weird place. Anyhow, I don't see any marketing for this game. I have not seen any yet. I don't even know if there's a trailer, and maybe there is, and if there is, maybe we'll put it in this video. But the question I have, I guess, to jump to it, is will we see them kind of try to build a slow kind of ground march, attrition style marketing campaign of, yeah, let's just let people play the game. Let's just let people play the game. We'll get people to check it out. We'll let word of mouth continue to grow. We'll continue to update and fix the game, and we'll continue to do these things in the game. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're like, whoa, there's this actual real community here. The fact that it has the subscription model does put everybody on even playing field and even playing ground. It's going to keep a lot of people probably out of it, from trying to come in and ruin the game. So that's also kind of a perk. But do they have the funding? Do they have the money? Do they have this ability to continue to add to the game itself, and at some point maybe market the game itself, because marketing isn't just about drawing in new people. It's about also keeping the people you got. And that's just the way of the MMO business is. So this is going to be one of those moments where, you know, if Embers doesn't succeed, it's going to be like, yep, that we all kind of know, you know, that we all kind of know that's how MMOs go. You can't do this or that or expect these other things. But at the same time, there's a lot of people, a lot of demands. People have even expressed that they wish they could have played MMOs back in the day, and they just can't find that real experience where people are also new, learning the game, haven't figured the game out. There's a lot to unpack here, and that's kind of what we'll be doing. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and my thoughts. Lots more to talk about with this game. I think it's going to be an interesting case study, especially for MMOs. I've also downloaded a couple of the other MMOs out there that I have yet to spend some time with, and hopefully I'll be giving you guys my perspective on that here in the near future, especially as we get into the holidays. Hopefully have some nice downtime, kick back, relax, either do some streams with you guys or, you know, but just keep you updated on the videos themselves. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one. But until then, take care.